Alrighty, hello. Hello. Unfortunately, we did just have a false start. I tried to collect a recording at the same time. So to upload the recording as a higher quality VOD to YouTube compared to the export directly from Twitch, and it was just terrible, and we were losing frames left, right, and center. Checking this one now, yeah, frames missed due to rendering lag is down to the classic 207. I always somehow skip 207 frames because that's how long it takes my export to actually start. Oh well. The quality, the potato quality on the YouTube will unfortunately continue whilst I have this computer, and maybe in a couple of years I might think of getting another one. We'll see how it goes. I feel like the GPU market's got to come down at some point. whilst Nvidia is posting really great quarterly earnings calls, and their stock is still going down. So yeah, but regardless, we are here. We're back with Jerimar Ulfricsson. Maybe just I just gave the character intro, but we're not going to upload that because the frame rate was abysmal. But Jerimar Ulfricsson, just to give you a reintroduction, he is currently a level 5 Nord Executioner. Executioner is a custom class centered around axe as their main combat weapon and conjuring that axe, and also with a heavy armor support for brawling, for combat. And then in support skills, supported by mysticism, speechcraft, mercantile, athletics, acrobatics, security, and restoration. And so really at the core of this is just the idea of carrying conjuration to summon an axe out of nowhere, and being a member of the mod, getting ourselves into places that we would like very much to be, to gain access to those people that we need to remove. In our character background, Jerimar is an assumed pseudonym. This name was given to him by the Imperials on his release, in his time in jail in Cyrodiil and any of those other places he's been transferred from all around this time. Has always been called a different name, and now on his release, his as far as his jailers on the mainland were concerned, he was just transferred to another location as per usual. And as far as the people here in Morrowind are concerned, in Vvardenfell are concerned, he's a new fella they've never heard of before. And so this is a created pseudonym granted to him by the Empire. As far as he's concerned, he's been sent to Vvardenfell to become an asset for the Blades, an asset under threat of execution, and essentially having been browbeaten in prison and controlled by the Imperials for an abundantly long time. He failed his an execution attempt. He failed a hit at some point, copying an axe across the face and earning himself a glass eye there, and that's also what ended in prison. Now, as our character motivation currently, we've just reported to Caius Casades, and he's let us off the hook to have a bit of a wander and find our feet here on the Isle of Vvardenfell. He is expecting us back soon, though. One of my player motivations is I would like to get him up to 100 HP and 25 armor, or maybe like 150 HP and 15 armor before we can really do much more with him, because I'm just kind of tired of dying. So some max HP will go a very, very long way for my confidence in my characters. And we have a couple of little enchanted items here. We have the engraving of healing in the life belt. We have some soggy pantaloons for water walking, and we've picked up the mentor's ring as well. We have a couple of quests turned in as well. We've also got some health potions, also got some healing scrolls. And let me actually, just while we're here, and our fatigue is full, let me use these armor as hammers just to get our character back up to just to get our gear back up to full effectiveness. Going lower on our axe is not always the worst thing, because less damage means more hits means more levels, and in the long run, having more levels, getting more levels on easy fights means you can go more confidently into those hard fights, and that it always, I think, carries fairly well into those hard fights, resolving quickly. Definitely getting up our axe skill is going to be one of those ways, because we do so much damage with our bound axe. 80 on the maximum swing on the bound axe, because we deal so much damage. Increasing our axe skill so that we can get 2 hits in a row with no misses is really going to improve our survivability quite extremely, because it means we're going to be able to end fights whilst also taking very limited damage back. Let me just I know we just loaded, but let me quick save here before we load the bit of coast. On the render I was just attempting, this is where we immediately lost frames, and well, we lost almost like 1800 frames just trying to load the scene. It took a couple of seconds to even show. But yeah, no, looking good here. 0 frame droppage, which is perfect. Perfect. Love to see it. So look, yeah, unfortunately these settings are what my computer can handle for the stream. You know, on the extreme off chance that that somehow there's enough people out there in the world that enjoy some hardcore Morrowind diegetic playthrough to for YouTube to give a little bit of that back. That's a different thing, but at the end of the day, I'm mostly doing this to play and hang out and chat, and unfortunately that's probably not going to convert too well into a VOD. But yeah, let's use these soggy pantaloons to get back across. Now, soggy pantaloons were gifted to us by one of the slaves over on this pen over here. He had been keeping on his person somehow. Your guess is as good as mine. It looks like it has 2 activations, so I might have been a bit desperate in that. Now you see that yellow arc kind of spreading out there. That was part of our oh, actually, by the time the 2 activations finish up, we have a 3rd activation. It's only a 5 charge item, so it comes back really quite quickly. Beautiful. I really like the low charge items. They charge back up really quickly. Yeah, here we go. And with that beggar's nose, we can see exactly how many. So this is a modified version of the detect skills. Or we can sort of tour a little bit there. Okay, maybe I'll try and use it more indoors. But yeah, we can see a door appear over there. Now there should be 2 as we come into range. Yeah, there we go. And this will be the ancestral tomb that we're after. Let me get this crab though. Beautiful. I believe this will be the ancestral tomb that we're after. We were given the task to go and find a guide for house dress in the Saris ancestral tomb. I hope this is the Saris ancestral tomb. I have actually already been in here. It is the Saris ancestral tomb, so maybe I just overlooked a book. Now, this skeleton has a shield, which is great because that means it's very high likelihood going to be a sword. Yeah, beautiful. Like a one-handed sword, axe, or spear. Compared to claymores and especially bows, skeleton archers. Yeah, one-handed guys are really just not a concern. I might even take that to sell. Now here in the tomb, we've already cleared it out. There is a drop down here. It looks like it's already gone and restocked though. We have taken our adventure here fairly slow. I have a detect live spell if I would like to use it. Where did I put on number 6? Yes, I did. So it's detect creature. Now it's not going to show a bone walker, unfortunately. Now is that a greater bone walker or a lesser bone walker? I believe this is going to be. That might even be a greater bone walker. Do I have any way to restore strength? Because if I don't, unfortunately, I'm going to have to abandon this fight. We do. We have an exclusive restore strength. Okay. And yeah, and that's why, because we're immediately taking strength damage. Yeah, it is a greater bone walker. That's a real shame. Yep, I'm now over encumbered. Hopefully this is not the death of us. Let me just try and keep my fatigue topped up where I can. We're going to have to use our exclusive restore strength potion here. And yeah, that's definitely going to be something I need to do, which is find a spell to replace those potions. Because yeah, going through with just potions for this is going to be a really, really terrible idea. 5 bone meal. The lesser soul gem, sure. Yeah, so we completely wiped out our strength and actually a good amount of our endurance as well. Let's use this potion of restore. And okay, got us back up to 20. Still over encumbered. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Let's leave maybe our boots and our greaves. So whatever items are heaviest here, whilst also not being the queerest, are the ones that I can afford to kind of drop. Repair prongs. Maybe we'll try and drop the repair prongs. Or let's use some of the repair prongs. Yeah, we'll drop that iron short sword as well. Now, if we can find a shrine in here, we can use that civi restoration. Hopefully I don't die whilst I'm looking for a shrine, though. And it also doesn't solve the problem of what happens if you go down to 0 and then I'm not going to be able to drop everything. Yeah, this is only worth 15. That's only worth 15 left over, unless I drop the queerest. It's going to have to be the queerest, unfortunately. Okay, feeling very vulnerable right now. Now, do we have a shrine? Let me see about detect creature again. Okay, there's a lesser bone walker. And there's a shrine. Okay, so that lesser bone walker is going to reduce our strength again. Let's maybe try and just get through to the shrine. That's damage fatigue. Civi restoration. And yeah, there's everything back. Beautiful. Let's just not die here. Priority number 1 is just don't die. Okay, the hits are going to be small, even though we're not wearing a cuirass. Okay, there's another one, unfortunately. Okay, we got them down. And what's about stats? Yes, our stats are back. Let's re-gear. Let's re-gear. Priority number 1. Don't die. Ooh, scary stuff. Grey the Bone Walker. So if we do see another Grey the Bone Walker here, we are just going to have to get out, unfortunately. We might even recall to do it. Now, we've been in here before, and there is also a standard fortified personality, frost shield, and fire resistance. We've got a book of rest and ending. I'll bring the book. We are here for a book. The pages of the book and rest and endings are filled with obscure bits of cult mumbo-jumbo. The ritual for ending of Rathman. From 50 fathers frozen in slave past, rip from the wraithloom. Sun to the life weave, lock tight in earth grip, hold firm in grave fast. Well, there you go. To get rid of wraiths. It's all about consecrating the dead. Yeah, these. It seems like souls really are what the Elder Scrolls are about. Maybe it should be called the Elder Souls. But there's an endurance pip. We love to see an endurance pip. As I gain endurance, because of the mule, every endurance level is going to immediately translate into +2 HP, even without a character level. And what we're looking for here is we're looking for a book. Let me use my beggar's nose for these ones. Hello, Kripar. How are you? How many times have I completed the game? I want to say maybe 0. I'm trying to think what constitutes completing the game. And I suppose killing Dagoth is one, but maybe killing the heart is actually what constitutes ending the game. I don't believe I've ever killed the heart on any of my characters. I do a lot of roleplay, and I have a lot of characters that I've taken very, very deep and got to, very, very high levels. And in actuality, ending the main quest and killing Dagoth is usually not something that's very high on my agenda. This character will be looking to do it. This character is an agent of the Blades. They're an asset. Beating the main quest plus DLCs. Yeah, I think beating the main quest and the DLCs, Solstheim and the Mournhold Almalexia questline. I want to say I've done that 0 on one character. I've done each of them, I think individually a couple of times each, but on one character probably very rarely. And killing of Dagoth in particular, I want to say I've not really done that often. Killing of the Heart, I want to say I've probably done extremely rarely. Yeah, I really like this life belt for 10 HP because we are at a level where 10 HP is quite a lot, and also it being an enchantment means it refreshes fairly quickly and also casts instantly. Let's use our Beggar's Nose again here. Now I forget. Oh, I think we have cleared this place out before. Okay, there's a couple of doors over there. We just saw those. I forget if I actually picked up the book this in the first time through. I suppose it's possible I picked up the book and actually have already sold it to a reel. So maybe I should go speak to a reel. I suppose as well, the book could be lying around on the corner of a plinth or something like that. It's not necessarily going to be in a very obvious place. And yeah, so we've just done the loop. So this particular tomb, it does have a bit of a loop around for it. So look, let's do another lap and let's just see if that book is going to be around, maybe up against a wall or up against a plinth. Maybe it's just not somewhere obvious to me. Thankfully, we only found the one Greater Bone Walker because I only had the capacity to deal with one, if we're honest. So this book was here. Maybe there's another book behind, over here. Maybe behind here, not over here either. Behind here? Nope. Yeah, I think most of my characters either A, they die along the way, and so I stop playing them, or something else that happens is I actually like finish the quest line that I create them to do. I think most of my characters over the years have done like the Fighters Guild questline, or they've done the Mages Guild questline, and then they've gone through. I have trouble as well with my modded installation over the years, where a lot of my modded installations have crashed quite a lot, and as you might imagine, that's a character level out of nowhere. I love a little athletics pip. That's level 6. With the mule, it does it instantaneously, and it's just added a 5 HP and 1 pip of luck there for bringing us up to a new character level. You did the full playthrough for the first time, never played before. I had a couple of quality of life mods. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, and that's definitely, I think, the way to do it. I know Open Morrowind is a really, really popular way to start. It's a really cheap game as well, so definitely a very easy one to recommend to people. Like, I've played 60, oh, there's some moon sugar there if I want to sell that. Although I would have to go to Balmora to sell it. I suppose it is entirely possible I sold this book already to Ravia in Balmora. So maybe let's head over there as well. But yeah, it's a very, very cheap game, and you know, you tell people, hey, it's going to be like $6, and if you get into it, you're probably going to spend maybe like 60 plus hours on it. And if you don't get into it, at least we can play like multiplayer together or something. It's a pretty easy sell, to be honest. I think as well, I play Morrowind definitely more like a roguelite. Definitely more like a roguelite, and I kind of always have. So I can't really think of many times where I've created characters with the express purpose of getting them to try and complete as many quest lines as possible or things like that. I've definitely created characters to try and get to a level, like a perfect 100, 100, 100. I've done that a couple of times, and usually if I get that character up to 100, 100, 100, you know, I'll stop. And so that's why a lot of my characters don't really make it past, you know, all the way down the quest lines for the main quest. I want to say I've killed Vivek before, and I've solved the disappearance of the dwarf a couple of times. I actually just in this recent playthroughs with where's my soggy pants? Soggy pantaloons. They're in my magic items here. Scroll, ring. Maybe if I re-equip them, they'll reappear here. Yeah, something went wrong there where they weren't on my spell list. But yeah, I think recently on one of our playthroughs here, Halavina, who was kind of like a gentleman rogue build, he followed the Mages Guild questline, because it's all women, it's all women, and he was also like an illusionist build, and like illusion and kind of chameleon focused thievery. And so he was able to follow the Mages Guild questline, and Edwina in particular sends you a couple of places where you find the Egg of Time and Divine Metaphysics. And so he ended up solving the disappearance of the dwarves, which is very, very close. He also had Kaganak's plan book and Kaganak's journal. And he died. He actually died in the fight against Vivek. I was fairly overtired. I think I'd been streaming for about 10 hours, and I probably should have been a bit fresher for the fight against Vivek, because it is an incredibly hard fight, even with an overpowered character. And so when he died there, it was a bit shattering. That said, though, he did experience a bug to do with my mod installation, where what's the word for that? Like a Dwemer building object spawned in front of the door. Oh, we fell into the water there, damn it. We're a Dwemer building object spawned over the door for the Sunder dungeon. that was a bit unexpected, and it meant that because I hadn't seen that before, and it had been a little while, and I didn't realize that the dungeon was covered up by the door, not that the dungeon, not that I was just in the wrong place. I just thought I was in the wrong place, and so I thought that my only route from there was to kill Vivek. However, I definitely had a route available if I wanted it. I'm just going to rest up here to bring up the sun, because I always forget that it can be very, very, very dark. You created a mod for your own playthrough. Oh, that's beautiful. I have been intending to download the creator kit because I want to update a spell. I have oh, let me apply it. Actually, I have this spell, add spell Night Eye Perm. It's a modded spell which just adds a permanent 10 points of Night Eye. Now my eyes personally are fairly bad. I've got a very severe prescription, but also I think it does wonders for the render as well, just to make it much more visible. And I would like to improve that maybe to like 25 points of Night Eye. The mod is on an ESU file, I think it is what it is. A Lua, rather than an INI file, so I can't really edit it without the creator kit. So definitely want to jump in there and do it at some point, although maybe after this character. I don't like to mess with my mods whilst I have a character kind of going. I know Mod Manager lets you load explicitly the characters that you want to load, like exactly the mods for your save file, but you know, I've had so many troubles with the mods over the years that I simply prefer not to. Now, I don't think Areel's going to trade with me whilst I'm carrying this moon sugar. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually take the bus over to Balmora. Can we use Civ Intervention to get over there? I don't think I know the spell. Yeah, I do know the spell. So Civ Intervention at the moment, I believe, will take me to Vivek. But if we head up the road a little bit, I should be able to use it to get directly to Balmora.
This is a wondrous encounter.
From Pelagiad. Yeah, from Pelagiad, Civ Intervention definitely sends me over there. Oh, I'm still carrying this basket of light wood. Let's deliver the basket of night wood. Yeah, you enchanted a Daedric mask to get 40 Night Eye during your playthrough. It's so important. It's so important. There is actually an item on Solstheim which gives you a base 20 Night Eye. I think it's 20 Marksman and 20 Night Eye, something like that. It's a ring. And it's very easy to get if you know where to look for it. But, you know, one of the things about playing with diegetic knowledge, like I need my characters to learn things in order to know to go to them. So maybe on one of these role plays, I'll give them a vision. I'll give them a vision. Maybe like I was thinking one of the characters, maybe like an assassin of Mafala. It could be like an orcish marksman, for like either Mephalic assassin, and he can drink skooma and use rampage while he does like assassinations or something like that. And maybe he can have a vision to go find this ring or find like the daedric bow. But anyway, yeah, so we're delivering this here to Thavir, this light wood. Yes, this will save me so many trips up the stairs in the next few weeks. I tried to think of a suitable gift and settled on this Quama Miner's Belt. It isn't quite as good as carrying your own lighthouse around, but I hope it serves you well. The Ogrim referred to me by name? How very odd. What a mystery. Shame it'll never be solved. A bit of a troll there. Bit of a troll. So that's part of the I believe it's called the affects, like affect mod pack, which are mods created by Douglas Goodall. We did find a ring of transcendent wisdom there to fortify conjuration. Honestly, my conjuration skill at level 30 is probably going to be good enough for whatever I need it for. But, you know, in a pinch, that could be good to use. And we do find this Quama Miner's Friend. So it's a belt which gives 20 points of night eye for 30 seconds. We have our life belts as well, so going to be swapping those, I think, quite a bit. I think let's put life belt on number 1. And let's put Amulet of Stamina on number 2. Let's just shift these down one. Amulet of Stamina. And let's put that Night Eye on number 3. 3 is the easiest number for me to press. So we're going to put that there. Beautiful. Beggar's Nose on 4. Battle Axe on 5. Detect Creature on 6. And then our Recall and Civi Intervention on 8 and 9. And I'll put Divine Intervention there on 7. Beautiful. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Crisp. And we're up to 30 points of night eye. Yes. Alright, let's head back to Balmora. I've got some Moon Sugar for Ravir, so I want to move that through. And I also wanted to check if I sold him the book, which I currently need to turn in for the quest. So let's do those. You heard about the Voices of Vardenfell dubbing for spoken dialogue, and created a Polish version and covered basically 99% of the whole game. So pretty much everyone's speaking Polish. Oh, nice. That's ingenious, man. That's ingenious. I imagine you got to yeah, I can't really think of how that works. I suppose my assumption was that the AI voices were preloaded into the game, but maybe it's running the voice to text in parallel. Maybe it just loads like a voice to text module and then runs that all the time, so you can convert that to, like, add an extra layer there of translating it to Polish. I do like how the way Balmora looks with my little mod pack in this particular view distance. I think much more view distance and Balmora starts to feel kind of empty because you see so much of the world around you. At the same by the same token, Morrowind is a fairly Vardenfell and Morrowind, I suppose, more generally, are fairly small places, and in the reality of things, most of these Dwemer ruins, they feel like they're far-flung places, but you can, you know, in real life, you would be able to see this almost all the time. Yeah. It was nice to have speaking characters instead of reading all the time. Yeah, AI dubbing helps with that a lot, for sure. Yeah, like, I definitely find myself not bothering to read the text that I know I've already read. Eye of Argonia? Well, maybe I did sell it to Uriel, and I need to sell this Moon Sugar to check. We'll hold on to this. Nuchis's Ring. Damage health 10 points, Fortify Athletics 5 points for 60 seconds. We can technically use that. It's a bit of a cop out though. Yeah, look, I'll just sell it. Standard Rising Force. We can sell the Book of Rest and Endings here. Sell these soul gems. I do not need these. We'll keep a couple of... I can sell the Water Walking now that I have the Pantaloons. Blight, restore health. Frost Shield, Fortify health, sure. Ravir, let me get you these. Thank you. Alright, well, we might have to go back to say the Neen. I think I definitely want to find a spell of Restore Strength while we're here, though, or I need to top up that potion. So let's go ask around. Maybe the Mages Guild will have a spell for us. We're not a member of the Mages Guild, but we are going to be using quite a lot of their services as we go. Maybe Galbadia, do you... No, let's ask our Galbadia last. Because I think she will sell us a scroll, whereas I want a spell. There's already a very old Polish localized version, so that generated with text-to-speech model. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Your business.
That's a great idea. I cannot think with all these interruptions. Please leave me alone. Okay, she wants us to leave her alone. I think it is worth checking her spells, but you know, she doesn't want to be interrupted. And maybe you, Esterdilin? No, she has destruction and a couple of conjuration spells. Maybe for yourself, Moraine? No, none of these here either. Now, one of the reasons I really like choosing mysticism as a major or a minor skill is that it gives an in-character reason for acknowledging that our players can think with that our player character can think with portals. And there definitely is something up with
Let's hear it.
with the game where people kind of think that Vivek is very far away from Balmora, and they kind of think that okay, we can maybe buy a potion here. Cyrodiilic Brandy, Flynn. Cure Paralyzation. It's always worth having a couple of those. Potion of Dispel and Potion of Water Breathing are worth having as well. I just want Restore Strength. Restore Strength. Restore Strength. It'll be under R. Endurance, Fatigue, Health, and Intelligence. Restore Luck. Restore Magicka. Personality, Speed, Strength. Okay, we'll buy one of those. A lot of the characters in the game kind of refer to a new rumor. Selenius Cadasius has been digging around in Newshlefting for years. Yeah, so we do get a quest to go get sent to him as well, which we will ignore for now. I think as well though, maybe what we'll do is we'll civvy from here. This will take us to Vivek Temple. And there's a lady over there we can talk to buy. Yeah, here we are. Danso in Dueles.
I'm sure I don't know how
She'll
to
tell us
find
about
it.
the Ordinators. And I want to buy a spell of Restore Strength. Did I really just already buy it and I just didn't see it? It is. Okay. It is on my list already. Let me see. Did I leave a mark anywhere? Let me cast Recall. You failed casting the spell. I failed. Okay, I failed it twice. Maybe I don't have a mark. Maybe that's why I failed it twice. Well, let's leave a mark in Sedanine, I think, next time, because I do want to get back there. But yeah, okay. I just didn't read my spell list. It's been a week since I played this character, so I forgot. Well, let's head back to... Unfortunately, we're going to need to catch a couple of legs of the boat to get back to the Mages Guild in the foreign quarter, but we will get back there. But yeah, sorry, to finish that thought, a lot of the characters around here, they don't seem to be thinking with portals, even though, like, the guild guide exists. People tell you about the guild guides. It's a pittance to travel around with them. It's extremely cheap. It's extremely fast. And, like, from a character roleplay perspective, I'll always think my character would prefer to teleport as opposed to take the bus. They just need to be confident in teleporting. And I think maybe part of it is that people who aren't familiar with mysticism around the world do not trust teleporting as, like, a service or as a skill. It's something that seems to be, you know, what mages do and what priests do, priests of Armsivi and priests of the Divine Cult. So all these people seem to be willing to teleport around or save themselves in a pinch, but it seems like people don't trust teleporting kind of in general. Because, you know, for example, like Edwina, who's a mage, she's like, oh my god, Skinkin Tree's Shade, he hasn't given me this potion for years and years and years. It's been for ages. Can you go all the way out to Sadrith Mora? You turn around, you speak to the guild guide, you're like, hey, can you teleport me over? It's in the next room. Like with the guild guide there, you're in the same building. You're effectively in all the mages guilds are the same building. She is just a door if you think with portals. So, oh hey Bling Lee. Oh, beauty. I shouldn't chat with you while I'm driving unless you're on text to speech. It's irresponsible of me. So, but thank you for joining. Yeah, And Agrippa says, yeah, funny things, before making their own game, CD Projekt was a company localizing games to the Polish market. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Years later, they created Witcher 3. I'll not lie, I've never finished Witcher 3 either. As for the world size, Morrowind's not that big. Yeah, no, exactly. Especially compared to Arena and compared to not Redguard. Redguard is genuinely a very small game. But compared to Arena and compared to Daggerfall, which both had, procedurally generated maps and were extremely large maps, yeah, I think that was definitely a good idea on Bethesda's, on Bethesda's part to scrap that kind of idea and really just focus on a hand-built map and creating those kind of quest and player experiences. Like Morrowind's design as a game is actually much more to do with the player fantasy, it feels like, than the world itself, because the world is static and the world is kind of set the way it is, being hand built. You don't need to generate random encounters to give your character fantasy if you let the players fill in that gap themselves. And so really having the game design focused around having all these capacities, having all these ways to build your character, going to all the factions, letting them pick and choose whether they do the main quests and the faction quests, and pick and choose, which way they actually want to develop their character. And if they want their character to develop in combat at all, like, it's entirely possible to play Morrowind with a very pacifist-driven character. Like, it's very doable. Giving all these different ways to do the character fantasy, and then effectively making the game a roguelike with these kind of partitioned quest lines and exclusive quest lines, gives it a lot more playability, I think, than just procedurally generating a very, very large world. It's like maybe something out there will generate well, but a lot of it won't. Bone Part 1, The Surfeit of Thieves, Lives of the Saints, Cunning Contempt, Bone Part 1, A Dance in the Fire, Surfeit of Thieves, Wraith's Wedding's Dowry. Did we... Well, A Reel doesn't have it either. Did the book not spawn, I wonder? I feel like I've paid pretty good attention to the books that I've picked up along my way here, because I was thinking of reading them. And... what were we looking for? We were looking for a guide to the house. Yeah, you've completed The Witcher 3 5 separate times. Every time it leaves you feeling like you would have lost a close friend. The story is so good. I know. Oh, beautiful. It seems like a really good game. You know what happens to me when I try and play Witcher 3? I get to the first town and then I spend the entire play session, 4 hours or however long it takes me, playing Gwent. I don't make it past the Gwent, I'm not gonna lie. Gwent's a great little game, I really enjoy it, and yeah, because and maybe just to tell you a bit more about my gaming background, I didn't play computer games for a fairly long time. I played card games forever and ever and ever. I played Magic the Gathering for over a decade. I still kind of follow a little bit of MTG here and there. A lot of smaller card games like Netrunner, Cyberpunk Netrunner, or Android Netrunner rather. Sorry, the rebuild. So another Richard Garfield game. I played that for a long time. That game was Fantasy Flight Games, and they did a couple of years worth of releases, and I'm still following it now because there's a fan adoption of the new rule set and a fan created card. So it's actually here in Australia. There's I think it might have been over the last couple of weeks, a national championship for Android Netrunner. I should check how that went actually. But when I was thinking of streaming a lot more, one of the things I was thinking of streaming was Jinteki.net, which is a web application where you can play Android Netrunner with other players. And one of my first forays into content when I was much younger, when podcasting was relatively a new thing, one of my forays into content creation was creating a podcast which was all about Android Netrunner. And we did I think maybe 50 episodes of that, maybe a little bit less, but we went for a fair while. But yeah, I played card games for a very long time, and Witcher 3 very much came out during that time. I caught Morrowind before that. I caught the tail end of the tail end of called Oblivion, and then Skyrim. I played Skyrim a little bit, but yeah, definitely around that time that Skyrim came out is when I started making a little bit more money at work and things like that. And I also, at the time, I had a breakup, and so I wasn't living with a girlfriend at the time. And yeah, just no life to Magic the Gathering. So I also am another person that's really had the internet very much. I didn't have the internet at home growing up. And then it's more just a Viper Bolt ring. I'll leave that maybe for next time. Is the book back here? No? Yeah, I also didn't have the internet growing up, and didn't have the internet for quite a while. Really until, I want to say almost after I finished my degree program. Like even when I was at university, I would go to the library to download PDFs for my readings and things like that, and read them at home. Maybe something back there? No? I really just don't know where this book might have gone. Yeah, Gwent is fun. Even though you bought both DLCs with the cards, you have you have the physical version as well. Oh, that's great. That's great. What's my favorite game overall? Honestly, my favorite game overall is probably, but whatever I'm no-lifing at the moment, I can kind of justify them all. Like, because, you know, a favorite game, my feelings will change, and I'll be playing a game to death, and my feelings around it will be really, really, really positive, and then eventually, like, there'll be one small thing that I start to turn around on, maybe like a really, 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 like, encapsulated deep kind of game design change, and maybe I'll and in my mind that will kind of start to take it over. Like in Magic the Gathering, after playing for years and years and years, like delayed triggers started to really grind my gears, which is like, you know, anyone who knows the rules of Magic the Gathering fairly well is thinking, why would delayed triggers like trigger the shit out of you? I feel like it was meant to be in this chest. Maybe it's just not there. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe it's behind here. Oh, no, not there either. Well, Rafflod, I think maybe, mate, your information is bad. Whatever we were looking for here, it's not here. A guide to the house. I'll just give it one last honest look. Maybe in this chest. Let me just check if this chest is trapped. No, it's not. No, not down here either. Maybe I'm looking at the ground and maybe it's not in the ground. Maybe it's a scroll in one of these urns. Maybe I should check the urns. No. Yeah, we're running out of places to look. Sorry, Rafflod. Yeah, but to me, a game has a couple of different layers. One of those is definitely the mechanical elements of the game. And I would distinguish the mechanical elements of a game from, and maybe this is like a very board game player kind of perspective. The mechanical elements of the game, I try and separate from the flavor and the actual execution of the game as well. So like Morrowind, I really enjoyed the game world of Morrowind. Obviously, though, I don't agree with all of the mechanical aspects of the game because I've got mods installed. I've got a leveling overhaul, and I've got a mod which makes security a bit more impactful by randomly hiding locks, and I need to increase my security level to show more locks. And obviously, like, I've got a detector overhauler installed to show them in the game world, and I'm avoiding using alchemy on any of my characters because it's completely broken. So like obviously I don't agree with all of the mechanical aspects of Morrowind being good game design because I have mods that change them. That said, though, the world and the lore of Morrowind is completely immersive, and it's a really phenomenal story and phenomenal characterization of the world. And really, at the end of the day, like the mechanical aspects of the game, you could use any leveling system. You could use any combat system. You could use any kind of player system. We could be playing with pen and paper. We could be playing with cards on a tabletop. It could be turn-based. There are so many ways you could implement Morrowind's lore and story and characterization, and still have it be really strong. One of the things that Morrowind's game mechanics do really well, though, is that I think a lot of Morrowind's game mechanics are what I would call ludonarratively consistent, which is to say that you learn about the game by playing the game. And I know that like that kind of ruins a lot of games for a lot of players, where they go and look up external resources and, you know, they spoil the fun of the game and things like that. But in Morrowind, you know, you use the skill, you get the levels for the skill. You want to be better at alchemy, you need to learn alchemy. There's no list of potions that there's no list of potions and you just create from, and it shows you which ingredients you need. People introduce mods to do those, like, oh, I want to create water walking, I want to create this effect, I want to create that effect. But in the Morrowind base game, if you want to learn alchemy, you need to put two ingredients together, and you need to personally remember what those alchemy ingredients were, and then your character learns alchemy because you learn alchemy. So that's what I would call a ludonarrative consistency, where the character in the game is learning the same thing as you, the player, learning the mechanics. Another example of that might be like fast travel in Morrowind. Fast travel in Morrowind, if you want to get around the world really, really effectively, you, the player, need to learn the bus route and the boat routes and the mages, the guild guide routes, and you, the player, need to remember where you left your mark. And so you learning how fast travel works in the game is the same as your character becoming good at fast travel. And that obviously has some breaks from RP, and that's one of the reasons I impose my character to need to learn things themselves. Like my characters need to learn about the world in order to... Oh, we haven't triggered this yet. Here it comes. Do I have the scroll? I think we were given a scroll of Eye of the Storm, which has a slow fall effect on area. Scroll of... No, I sold it. I sold it. Oh no. Sorry, champ. I had a scroll of the Eye of the Storm, which allows you to cast slow fall on an area. Okay, I'll take that with him. Yeah, toodaloo. Sorry, Tahil. let me rest up to get this darkness gone from the screen. Actually, we'll call this an RP rest, staying out in the wilds. Yeah, our fella's been staying out in the wilds quite a lot. I'm just trying to remember where we left the book, if we sold it at all. I don't think we did. I think we're probably just going to move on from Raflod, unfortunately, without completing his quest. Maybe it didn't spawn. But yeah, just finish that thought, sorry. So like, yeah, generally something that Morrowind does really, really, really well is that, you know, learning about the game world, you as a player, is the same as your character getting good at it, and it's because the world is hand-placed. And say, for example, if, you know, the world was randomly generated, like Arena and like Daggerfall, learning about the world would not constitute nearly as positive a change to your character or to you as the player, like, because those things are very, very different. The map is just huge. There's no point remembering it all. And similarly in Skyrim, like, you can always fast travel everywhere, so you don't really start to look at the map as an obstacle anymore. And maybe like in Oblivion with the alchemy menu where you could choose effects, well, you didn't really need to learn about the effects as much anymore. You could just collect whatever and just choose an effect from a list. So you, the player, maybe you would start to gradually remember what items you needed because, you know, some potions are better than others. But of course, alchemy is always kind of just broken regardless. But it is why I impose diegetic knowledge, character knowledge. My characters have to know things for me to do them. So they go out into the world and they collect rumours, and then when they get the rumours to go find this item here or there, maybe that's a motivation to go do that. Like we got told to go clear out this cave, we got told about the Mentor's Ring, we got told a couple of bits and bobs about a few things. But like without a character motivation just to go dungeon dive, like I'm not going to go out and just go find the Daedric bow or whatever, which is why I'm thinking maybe if I do create that kind of character, I'll need to give them a vision from like a Daedric prince or something. Maybe they'll have to be a Daedric worshipper for that to happen. But yeah, we do have a couple more breadcrumbs to follow if we do want to go deliver a letter to Aldruin. Maybe we'll do that next. Take the guild guide to Aldurin. I think we'll also take the guild guides to a couple of different places and learn some spells. And then we can go back to Caius. Oh, you know what? The pawnbrokers. The pawnbrokers. Did I sell this book to the pawnbroker or the bookseller here in town? I don't recall if I spoke to Drelassa. Drelassa, did I sell you Aedra and Daedra, biography annotated and wide? True nature of orcs. I think maybe, let me double check with Ravir as well, because if it's like a scroll, another book. Your favourite games would be Witcher 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Warcraft 3, Elder Scrolls Morrowind and Skyrim. And you like it? Hey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is really, really, really well received. It's really good at what it does. A guy I was working with, because I was selling games at the time. I was working at a store which had both board games and video games. And so I was kind of not in charge, but like my portion of the floor was the board game section, and I'll do a lot of sales there. Paladus Demnevani, studied Dwemer ruins all over the world. I hear he's looking for books on the Dwemer. Interesting. Well, we'll bear it in mind. I don't recall if I sold you any books, but we'll just check. We're looking for a guide. Let me just see. Guides to Eldrune, Balmora, Vardenfell, Origin of the Mages Guild. Yeah. I don't have it. Rafflord the Ragger asked me to retrieve a guide for house dress. Did you find that book about house dress? The tomb the guidebook is in is due west of here. If you don't like swimming, go west along the coast until you get to the peninsula, then swim west from the southernmost tip of the peninsula. You'll hit a little island, and that's where the Saris family sticks their dead. You'll also want a ghost fighting weapon. Yeah, we couldn't find it there. One last check. I did trade with Galbadia here. Let me check. Did I sell her a book? I didn't. I didn't sell her a book. I'll sell you these extravagant items though, and this iron spark sword. I am good without that. Alone's direction to Balmora, tax record. Yeah, they definitely don't have it. But yeah, one of the blokes I was working with there, deep in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I think in particular about like the was it the boat voyage mechanic? Because that was a big part of it, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of Black Flag. But Odyssey is all about being an Argonaut and going out on boats. Yeah, it probably was Odyssey actually. Yeah, it was Odyssey. Guide, yeah, he doesn't have one. Ravir has a message for us. So Ravir wishes to deliver a letter and an amulet to Thea. Ravir would go, but there is no tradition. Oh, there is tradition, rather. Ravir fears the words would not come. Would you deliver the letter? If Ravir is not mistaken, you will have to read it to Thea. Agree to deliver the letter. I can deliver a letter. I'm delivering a couple of things. Take this amulet and this letter. Thea is here in Balmora, near the Silt Strather, just behind the council club. Okay. A devil amulet. Ooh. Spicy. Let's chat with Thea here. Now, so she's behind behind the corner club. So we have a little pathway down here. This is the corner club here. So this will be Thea's house just here. We're on the back wall of it. Let's head around the front. Now, I think a lot of houses, yeah, Thea's house here is locked. We can get in with the power of the tower. Let's just check if she has one upstairs as well. Yes, she does. Okay, let's see about getting in with the power of the tower. Tower key. No? Oh, I didn't have tower key active. There we go. Your spell has unlocked the target. Well, maybe to give my list best games. So board games, Agricola. Agricola is phenomenal. I'm just going to save here in case it crashes. Agricola is phenomenal. Hello, Thea. What do you want? I have a message. Ravir has a message for me. Oh, no. Thea knows what this is. Or Thea hopes and fears what it is. Oh, no. She cannot read, so tell Ravir that Thea must decline. I can read the letter to you. Oh, this makes Thea's fur stand up. Ravir knows Thea too well, but Ravir is all ears. Thea accepts the amulet. Go and tell Ravir nothing. TM must think of things that are hard enough to prove Revier's intent, but not so hard Revier may fail. Oh, the letter's gone from my inventory. My character read it, but I forgot to. Okay. Maybe next time I do this quest on the character, I'll remember to read the letter before I hand it over. Sounds like it was a bit of a love letter, doesn't it? Yeah, it was a bit of a love letter, part of their Khajiit tradition. She has to test his mettle. This lion of a man. Yes, we did. 250 gold. Wonderful news. Revier is such an uptail mood. Please accept this payment. Perhaps you'll like to use it to purchase one of my favorite daedric weapons. The Legion champion, Larius Vero, over at Moonmoth Legion Fort, has sworn an oath to stop corruption. That's worth knowing. And he is looking for us. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. So part of our character motivation here, if an Imperial is looking for us, we're probably going to have to answer. We treat Imperials truthfully to their face because we know we're under their thumb, we are on their leash. We'll steal from them, we'll do all kinds of things behind closed doors, but unfortunately, to their face, we'll have to treat them earnestly. So there's a call there. Let's go answer it now. We know that Moonmoth Legion Fort is just over here. Yeah. Oh, boating was a big part of it. Visiting ancient Greece with all the islands, looking at restored ancient cities. It's less an Assassin's Creed game, but more a mythic warrior simulation. It's so fun to have all the legends be actually true. Yeah, honestly, like there's so much space there for like a Grecian, an ancient Grecian kind of pseudo RP game with all those quests in the line. Honestly, you could do it in Elder Scrolls, right? That could have been Daggerfall. Daggerfall on like the is it the Nemean Bay or whatever the bay is called? You know, with all the isles, and you've got Hammerfall, and you've got High Rock, and you've got a couple of these different nations around, and all these islands with a swath of people. That could be Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, we've got the Boots of Flying Speed, Blinding Speed rather, and we've got a couple of Acathian Flight. Is that what these scrolls are called? Scroll of Icarian Flight. Yeah, beautiful. So I mean, like this, it's not as though there's no precedent in Morrowind to have a little bit of a hint back to the Grecians. Oh, Greece was manually crafted. There you go. In Odyssey. Well, yeah, maybe if we're returning to High Rock, if we're returning to Daggerfall in Elder Scrolls 6, I would love to see a lot of Odyssean spells there. Rad Hardheart, how are you? What do you got there? You got Ordo Legionis. You should get the boots, they help a lot. I'll tell you, the game's moving too fast for me. I'm trying to gab, and the game's moving too fast for me. Somatus of Venus, how are you? Can we tell you about the Imperial Cult? Become a lay member. I will not be becoming a lay member, mate. I know, though I've come here for a spell. Can you please teach me? I want 2 spells. I want Divine Intervention, which you don't have. Some priest you are. And I also want Benison's Aid or something like that. Nasvis Opinia? Are you a scroll seller? Oh no, you're a marksman seller. You're a bit of a junk seller. That's okay. It's okay. I'll leave you be. Maybe I'll learn a little bit of advice. A lay member. We accept all citizens of good character and earnest faith. We ask only a one-time pledge of 50 drakes to aid us in our good work. To become a lay member of the cult, speak with Igfar at Port Pelagiad, Celoria Cyrilius, Okay. It's not going to happen. What about you, Cyrilius? Pontian. He's an enchanter. Ooh, an amulet of slowfall. That could save my life if I accidentally fall off something. An amulet of slowfall is probably a pretty good way to avoid going a bad way. That said, I can also divine. When you teleport in Morrowind, your momentum is not maintained, which doesn't make sense to people of our universe, because in our universe momentum is maintained. And you know, if you think to yourself, Larius Varo, If you think to yourself how
now.
teleporting would work in our world, like you wouldn't teleport to a building, you would have to teleport to a completely different place in space because the Earth is orbiting the Sun and our whole solar system is moving like at a very, very fast speed through the universe, and then our whole galaxy is moving as well. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. However, in Nirn is under a firmament, everything is static and in place, and teleporting removes momentum because nothing is moving. Nothing is moving. Things aren't even planets. They're not even planes. They're infinite realms, and it's only in like a mortal representation that they're actually planets. So, latest rumors. He had some work for me. Take care when walking the roads. There's a bandit robbing careless travelers near Hla'od. A number of careless travelers have been attacked recently. There's a Nord near Hla'od who's been robbing the unwary. If you happen upon him, take care, and of course I'll be grateful if you took care of the problem for me. Well, that's not the work you wanted to talk about, was it? Through various channels I've learned a bit about your situation. I'd like to tell you a little story, and when I'm done you can ask me some questions, then maybe you might decide to go out and do some things. You might not. Your affair. I also wanted to tell you about a nice present I think the Emperor wants you to have. I'm not sure where it is, but maybe you'll want to check back and see if I found it later, after you've done some things. We'll listen to his story. I'm not going to read it out now, but long story short, he would like us to go and kill a large number of Commander Tong members. Now, they are in the Council Club in Balmora. And this is a hit job. He's just given us 2 hit jobs, which is well within our RP as a executioner. And that may very well be the first task that we actually focus on from here and what we put our levels towards. A, clearing out a bandit from the Hla'od road. And B, do I have mark and recall? Yes. Oh yes, we've spoken to the people in there already. And yeah, divine intervention is what I'm missing. I don't know if I can find divine intervention. Maybe it's a Pelagiad. But yeah, so here at the Commander Tong Council Club will be the people that I have to kill. Let's maybe ask about the Commander Tong around. Concerning this, I can only speak to a friend. Yeah, everyone knows who really runs House Slalom. It's not the councillors. No one sits in that council unless it suits Orvis Dren. True. The River Odai. Bad people? What do you mean, the Commander Tong? I don't know about that. Understand? I don't want to know about that. It's none of my business. I stay out of the Council Club. Yeah, we all stay out of the Council Club. The Balmora Council Club is across from the Stilt Strider. Indeed. Maybe let's go check in with Caius. See if he has any tasks for us as well. I would have liked to carry along Half-Log the Braggots questline a little bit further. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot that there's an underwater cave there in Sedanine. We saw it with Beggar's Nose, and I didn't clear it out. Let's ask Caius what his actual orders are. We'll just check in with him. We don't want to go too long without checking in. And also he has a bed for us. We haven't slept in a bed for a couple of days. Yes. Are you ready for orders? Good. Go talk to Hasfat Antibolus at the Balmora Fighters Guild. Ask him what he knows about the Nerevarine secret cult and the Sixth House secret cult. You'll have to do him a favour first, and probably an ugly one, but do it, and then get the information from Antibolus and report back to me. By the way, Hasfat is a student of Morrowind history. Take the chance to get a little education. And I have a few history books here. Help yourself. You're welcome to them. No point being part of history if you're too ignorant to understand it. A short history of Morrowind. A trusted informant says there are secret cults associated with some strange events recently, and more importantly, my informant thinks that these recent disturbances are related in some way to the Nerevarine prophecies. He has some new advice for us. His advice is just to not die, and we're reminded of the guild guides. Let's check what training Caius has. Unarmored, hand-to-hand, and speechcraft. We're fine without that. What time of day is it? It's 1 PM. Let's go speak to Hasfat. Thoughts on the new Steam machine? Yeah. It's just me that will be fast when moving around. No, the game's moving too fast for me because I'm trying to finish my thoughts before the game brings me into the next kind of like character moment. Well, are we going to the physics of teleportation? I think a lot about the physics of of Elder Scrolls. It's one of the things I enjoy most about the game. All these kind of metaphysical layers of interpretation, because the game is very much like a representation of what's going on. And all these daedric planes, they're kind of overlapping with each other, infinite planes, and all these new realms of oblivion, kind of like field extensions to an algebraic field. And yeah, I quite like thinking about it. But then that's just one of the things I enjoy about the game. Now Hasvat and Tavlos, here you are. Good day, Jerimar Ulfricsson. So you're with Caius, hey? And Caius wants information. Well, of course, there's a this for that involved. I require a favour first, and I'll tell you what you want to know. There's a Dwemer ruins called Arkenthand. I need you to run over there and find me a little cube with circular designs and some symbols on one side. It's called a Dwemer puzzle box. Bring me back the Dwemer puzzle box, and I'll tell you what you want to know. So we get some instructions here on where to find it, and we'll go do it. No point asking questions. Let's just head out there. So we're going to head back to Fort Moonmoth there, and we're going to have to go past. This is going to be one of our first checks, whether we can take a destruction spell. 86 HP. 86 HP is a little bit dicey. I haven't still made up my mind as to whether this character is going to join the Fighters Guild, because that would be a good way for us to get a little bit more XP and a bit more HP through character levels as well. We might also like to improve our standing against a mage. HP is one of the best ways to defeat a mage. Also, an Amulet of Silence comes really in handy. There's an Amulet of Silence for 5 seconds and for 10 seconds that are available around, if we go and ask. My character doesn't know that we're going to go fight the mage, though. I do. So my character's just been given the goal to head over there. So maybe we'll walk over there and we'll have a squiz. We don't necessarily know he's going to attack us on sight either. Oh, 1 second. Just gotta. And yet another bot. Here we are. Great. But yeah, what are my thoughts on the Steam Machine? Great name for starters. Steam Machine is a great name. There's a in Magic the Gathering, there's a format called Elder Dragon Highlander, which is a singleton format, and there's a 1v1 format of Elder Dragon Highlander called competitive EDH, which a lot of people play. And then in Melbourne, where I'm from and where I live, we have a format called 7-Point Highlander. It's a very, very much loved format here in Melbourne. We have a lot of players who really enjoy the vintage and the legacy formats and playing with really old cards. And 7-Point Highlander is a way to do that. It's a format where you can only play one of each card, and there's what's called a points list. Some cards in the game, I think maybe like 100 cards. There's a lot of very powerful Magic cards. Some cards in the game are given points, and you can only use a set number of points in your deck. And so a powerful Tudor effect is maybe worth a couple of points. A Black Lotus, I think, is worth 4 points. Yawgmoth's Will is worth 3 points. A couple of things like that. Now we do see someone up here. What we're going to do is we're just going to try and restore our stamina before we cross this bridge, because there's someone over here on the bridge. Somebody waiting on the bridge in gear is almost certainly a bad news. So we'll see how we go. It looks like I might get this Cliff Racer as well. Maybe I can pull it over. Cliff Racer? Anyway, again, to finish the thought, in that format of 7-Point Highlander, we have a red-blue Blood Moon control deck called the Steam Machine, which I've won a couple of tournaments with. I think I got a Mox Ruby or something at some point. I feel like I won something good with it at some point with the Steam Machine deck. It's also the name of a song by Daft Punk, Steam Machine. I'm not sure if it's Daft Punk or Le Night Chevalier, which was Thomas Bangalter before Daft Punk was formed. Either way, great name. Definitely love Steam being available to console players and competing in the console market. Microsoft is showing a lot of weakness these days. Anyone that works with Microsoft, like if you're in the corporate kind of world, Microsoft is probably tilting you left, right, and center all the time. I know it's tilting me all the time. Right. Let's see how we go. Unfortunately, the cliff races... There's a lot of mobs around. There's a lot of mobs around, man. I don't want this to be the end of my character. Oh, he's coming. They're both coming. Okay, okay. We're gonna have to back away. God. This cliff racer is skating the rail, kissing that rail, man. That's a sick grind. But yeah, he is coming directly for us. Let's try and take these one by one. And I'm going to be propeller board to teleport out. We have our scrolls of TV intervention and things like that. I have a lot of sources of healing. And a cliff racer is not a concern. We're just going to make sure that this guy doesn't follow us further down the hill though. So let's keep an eye out for him. Keep ourselves as topped up as we possibly can. Cheeky little enchant level there along the way. Let's get our life belt. Here he is. Okay. Now if he's a mage, okay, he's going. Okay, here's a mage is using shock. We can try and coast him out here. We'll work him down until he comes and attacks us. A lot of mages in Morrowind are very, very gung-ho when using all their magicka. Let's just keep distance. Do I have any way to silence him or close distance? I don't think I do have any way to close distance. Do I have any range while the walking, while the breathing? And yeah, let's use our battle axe here, I think. That's what's gonna be good. Okay, he's using a lot of magicka. Let's try and close the gap. How much damage am I taking? 8 points. Okay, I am going to... Do I have resist shock or did I sell resist shock? Yeah, we're going to use restore health. Building. Damn it, we got dropped. I'm going to have to arm civvy. Yep. Yeah, this isn't happening. That's brutal. That's brutal. 30 agility. 30 agility is not enough. That skeleton rolled with a warhammer. Now the skeletons can summon with a variety of different things. That one rolled with a warhammer, which I suppose was what dropped us down there straight away. The way knockdown works is that your agility, whatever points of agility you have, half of that, so in this case 15 points. If you take 15 points of damage before armor modification, there is a chance it will knock me down. And so I need to drastically increase my agility to get out of that kind of realm, because my bound axe here can deal 80 points of damage, my one-handed war axe can deal 18, but I need 36 points of agility to even stop getting, to even like have the minimum chance of being knocked down by my own iron war axe at the moment, which is my weak weapon, right? And so I'll need 37 points of agility. 37 divided 2 is 18.5. 18.5 is greater than my maximum hit on the iron war axe, which is 18. I would need 37 agility to avoid this knockdown, so hopefully we can gradually get our agility up with a lot of blocks. I'm gonna need to do a lot of blocks with that guy protecting the bridge there. I suppose I can kind of come around and try and get to Arkanthan a different way around. I think at the moment though, we're going to leave that mage until we can solve a mage fight with silence or with ranged attacks. Or he was hitting us with shock, resist shock. We can also try and bait out different skeletons until it's not a two-handing skeleton, just a one-handing skeleton. That said though, skeletons are still really scary. Skeleton archers can spawn. Skeleton archers can spawn with enchanted arrows, and that can definitely kill me dead right now as well. So it's all very spooky stuff. So what am I going to do? Let's head back to Satanim. There is a dungeon there in Satanim that I'm yet to clear, so let's go do that one. And that one's going to be under the water. Oh, the steam machine's most likely next purchase, just need to hear the price. Yeah, I agree. The price is going to make a big difference there. One of the things I really like about it is that it's going to maybe add a whole new market for indie devs. especially indie devs that are willing to optimize the game for Steam Machine. And I know, like, obviously optimizing a game for Steam Deck is already something that people do a little bit. The Steam Deck, though, still has relatively low sales coverage for a handheld or for a console device. And yeah, I think there is a lot of opportunity there for indie devs to get into effectively a console market so long as it sells well enough. And so I suppose most of my excitement is just the idea that we could have a new console on the market which has a lot of access and a lot of capacity for smaller studios. Obviously, a lot of that comes down to publishing, and I suppose one of the criticisms of the console market is it's already very, very publisher dependent. The same is true of like of physical games. Okay, there's an ancestral tomb there. We can maybe go have a squiz. Worried about greater bone walkers, worried about skeletons, but we can have a squiz. And maybe what I can do here is I can just wander around the Balmora kind of area to take on slavers and things like that. And we'll head back to Satan, we'll clear a dungeon there, and hopefully that will get us up and to the level that we need to be. Let's use our knight eye here. Now let's check if this is trapped. It is indeed trapped, so you can see that this is a trap symbol. There's a couple of extra doors in there, and there's a trapped item down there as well. But let's use a probe. Beautiful. Okay, that's a lesser bone walker. No one else in this room? Yeah, we can take a lesser bone walker for sure. Now with a lesser bone walker, although you do take attribute damage, once the attribute damage is, once the lesser bone walker goes down, the attribute damage is cleared. Now we can only see one more trap down there, so we can open up these and poke around. Nope. We know this one is not trapped. And what do we got? We got a skeleton with a shield. Always keen to see a skeleton with a shield, because it means they're going to one-hand. Here's a tanky boy. He is a tanky boy indeed. Skeleton warrior. It looks like maybe I'm leveling up a bit too fast for what I want to be fighting, unfortunately. He's messing with that door. And that's a steel axe. Good money. So we know these are trapped. One of these is going to be trapped. Yeah, frost damage. And that one's actually locked. And we have an emerald here as well. Maybe let's just restore our fatigue before we pick up this emerald, because it could spawn something. Sometimes it spawns a daedra. No, beautiful. But yeah, no, I'm definitely really excited for the idea of getting a cheap, accessible console back on the market. I mean, PS5 and expensive ring, yeah, sure. PS5 and Xbox, the newest series of Xbox is so expensive. Like, I have an Xbox One, an Xbone, and that was expensive at the time, and it's already been outclassed. Like, I've got Elden Ring for it, and Elden Ring runs pretty terribly, all things considered. So I'm fairly unhappy with how that's kind of gone. Now, this one, you can see there's a key down here as well, so that might be a key to a chest here in the dungeon. Steel axe 1 to 18, it's 24 weight, and this one's an iron war axe 1 to 18, 24. Are they? Yeah, okay. We can equip this one. That looks a bit cooler. Now that's a lesser bone walker again. It's totally fine. Now we're going to take this down fairly slowly. Just get our axe XP. And we'll just make sure we stay topped up there as well. The Book of Dawn and Dusk. Have an iron blade. We have a key to Tharis Tomb Chest. A scroll of lesser domination and some restore. A key to Tharis Tomb Chest. A shrine of Saint Voloth. No, we don't need to restore anything. I don't really need to take a blessing either. And yeah, feeling good. Feeling good in here. No books on the ground or anything like that. And we've already opened up this chest. Beautiful. Let's quick save in case we crash. Any thoughts on Linux and all that? No, not particularly. I know. I mean, like Linux is just another operating system. At the end of the day, it's a good operating system for building on top of. Google's given it a try with like Google OS for their what do they call it? For their very low end PCs. They have a series of very low end. No, sorry. I suppose not PCs, but they have a series of very low-end devices, Chromebooks they're called, and what they are effectively is they're a device that's basically a wireless card and does much memory and processing as it needs to run Chrome, and like the intended use cases for like emails and for streaming Netflix and things like that. They've been a real pain in my bum because you know, a lot of the team went out and bought, you know, cheap computers when they were on sale, and accidentally got themselves Chromebooks without realizing that they're Chromebooks, and can't do any of the things that we need them to do, like use remote desktop application and things like that. And you know, it does have access to the Google Play Store, but that's not nearly enough, unfortunately, compared to like native applications on Windows. We've got the Kagudi over there. We can probably grab that Kagudi. But yeah, no, I hear Steam OS though, which is also built on Linux, is really good for its purpose. I know they've been developing it for a really long time. The Steam Deck runs it. The original Steam boxes run it as well. The Steam machines. It sounds like it had a really long time to get it working well. So yeah, I love that. I think any kind of optimization for gaming is going to be the way to go for a console. And like I know some people are kind of talking about, oh, it's a PC, it's just another computer. It's really not. You know, you think about the use case. Like, to me, a computer is different from a mobile phone. Yes, they're both computing, but also a computer is different from a calculator, which is different from an abacus, which is different from pen and paper. I can compute on them all. That's not the question. The question is not whether or not I can use it for computing. The question is like, okay, well, what's the use case? Does it meet the use case? And the use case for a Steam machine is gaming. And so, yeah, of course it's optimized for gaming. It's going to be great for that. Am I going to be paying my council bills? Am I going to be paying my rates on like a Steam machine on my TV? Hell no. You know, so think about that. But yeah, no, I'm really quite keen, I think, to see, we got a Kwame egg mine over here. We'll leave the egg mines alone. Egg mines are not worth very much value, and also, they're more about like industry, making money from industry, as opposed from, we definitely don't want to get ourselves involved in like the great houses via thieving from the egg mines. Yeah, the only problem at the moment is the anti-cheat, definitely. Yeah, look, kernel level anti-cheat for things like Genshin Impact, or what else do they use it for? For GTA 5. I know a lot of the gacha games use them just in general. It's definitely a limiting factor. But look, by the same token, the Steam machine's also going to have permanent online accessibility, because it's just going to go through Steam's like community network. It's going to get a lot of people. It's going to be opening, I think, the internet to a lot of console gamers. If you're presuming they get this one, please can you help me? I've lost my way. I cannot find the holy place for which I'm searching. I'm sorry, I haven't the time. Say for 150 septums. 150 septums. Sure. We're a professional. If someone wants to make a deal, we'll say yes. If they were asking for charity, I'd probably say no with this character. But yes, 150 septums is a good amount. That's more than enough to do a live escort job while we're just out here wandering the wastes ourselves, looking for a fight.
Please be careful.
Yeah, well, don't get in the way of my bloody axe. Okay. But yeah, in terms of anti-cheat, I suppose the thing is as well, it's about picking your battles, right? like I think the Steam machine is probably going to be cheaper. Going to try and aim to be cheaper than PS5 and the most recent Xbox. It was, what's it called, the Pro Series or the Super Series or whatever it's called. I don't know. Microsoft is losing hard enough. They haven't kept up. But yeah, I don't think the Steam machine is going to be aiming to be cream of the crop kind of graphical fidelity, and very, very powerful, a very, very powerful object, and that's well in line with like Steam's user base. I know a lot of people on Steam, like PC Master Race and things like that, they're into Cyberpunk 77 and they're into Starfield and they're into these kind of games like the Rockstar games that have super high fidelity. But to me, it's all, kind of the same Unreal Engine slop. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm a board gamer. I can play with pen and paper, so I'm not really sold on graphics in the way I think a lot of other players are. How they do? We're on the job today, so we're not going to talk to her. We're just going to head out to the Fields of Kuma. She did put this lady did put Fields of Kuma on the map. No, she didn't. She didn't. Yes. Tell me about the Fields of Kumu. She put it on that map now, I think. Yes, so we can head out there. We're just going to go for a nice stroll around the lock here. We've actually been out this way already because we got sent to clear a cave just in here against the estate, between Pelagia and the estate. So we've been on the southern coast of this lake, which they referred to as the northern shore of the isle, which was rather confusing for me at the time. But yeah. Like, for me, Steam is a way to get access to a lot of smaller games and access to a market there. It's a way for a lot of independent developers and foreign developers to get access to different markets without going through publishers, because Steam is like an advertising platform for them as well, with the Steam queue and things like that. And I think so long as those features are on the Steam machine as well, I think a lot of that was the better escort mod. She's going to teleport to us if she ever loses track of us. I think having access to these features as well, like the queue and category-based searching and whatnot, on the Steam machine, is going to give a lot of smaller developers and a lot of indie developers and foreign developers as well access to markets that publishers would charge, through the mouthful. And it's going to be really, really, really convenient for a lot of players, and it's also going to mean that the Steam machine has significantly more games than the consoles as they stand. Now, granted, the games, the exclusive games, are what drive the console sales these days. But I think it's the other way around, to be honest. I think the games drive the consoles, because the consoles have limited games, and so the games that they do have become a very, very, very high impact factor of the decision-making process of which console to buy. Steam doesn't have that problem, right? Steam has all this access to all these games, and granted that even without kernel-level anti-cheat available for a couple of these games, I don't think that that's going to be a huge factor for a lot of players. I think the players that want to... Oh, she's getting in the way of my axe again. That's a character level without axe level there. Oh, sorry, Dal. Sorry, Navasa. But yeah, I personally, I don't see it being too much of a factor. I think that Xbox and PS3 have a limited enough games that the exclusivity that they have for things like, Grand Theft Auto, and for things like Spider-Man and whatnot, I think that makes a huge factor in the decision process which console to choose. But at the end of the day, players have limited number of hours, and the promise of a Steam machine is that you will get access to so many games that you'll be able to fill them up with whatever you like. And a lot of those are going to be like friend slot games, like RV or like Peak or things like that. And having access to this console, yes, I know, please you be careful too. Having access to these games on console, between other friends with the Steam machine, and maybe even getting a little bit of a couch co-op there as well, I think is going to be really, really advantageous to a lot of people having just a cheap console. So hopefully the price point, yep, Thanks, Neverasa. So we did get paid for that job. We'll let her be. We're not actually heading out this way ourselves. That was an escort quest for a, just being a professional. Someone offered us a job and it was worth the pay. But we're going to head out from here. I think this is the Dren Estate. And we have come this way before and know that there are a couple of caves along the coastline and things like that that we can clear out ourselves. Now, we do know exactly where one is because there was an Ogrim. There was an Ogrim out the front of it. I'm a little bit wary of going into myself because it is one of those things about the amount of HP I have once again. One of these caves has a warrior with a bastard sword. And yeah, he can kill us dead, unfortunately. Can he kill us right now though? Maybe not. Maybe not with the amount of healing we have and with our bound axe. I don't want to get too cocky though. I don't want to get too cocky. I do this every time. I get confident in my characters and I say, oh yeah, that'll be great. And then they get hit by like poison. And then they're taking like 18 points of poison. And, you know, a long blade hit or something, like a long viper blade. And they just melt. And I'm like, oh, I can't heal fast enough. What am I going to do? We kind of are actually coming around the back door to this place. Without crossing that bridge. So maybe we've solved the problem regardless though. Yeah, thanks, Kripar. Thanks for dropping by. Great questions, and yeah, great chat to have. Sorry, I don't think I actually got to finish any of those thoughts. But yeah, no, great to hear that people are still out there, like, modding the game and loving all aspects of Morrowind, especially, like, yeah, high fantasy players, Witcher 3 players, and Odyssey players. There's some great ideas there, so yeah, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, we've got a cliff racer up here, so we can hopefully bait down. This is where we were looking to get into, and we don't need to cross that bridge to actually get there. We can come up here from the back way through. And certainly, I would prefer to be progressing our character goals whilst living, rather than power leveling, rather than wandering around and trying to power level, as it were. It is difficult that the scribs can paralyze us. Here we go. Now let me just save here, just conscious of saving again, generating weather effects and things like that. I don't want to come into a crash out of nowhere. Here we go, another cliff racer, we'll bring them down. Now I'm not handling the cliff racers. I probably should be picking up their plumes. They're light and they're decently good value on the sale. I think what I'm going to do... Ooh, an axe level again. Beautiful. I think what I'm going to do right now is go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to put myself on mute and yeah, we'll return in less than 5 minutes. Alrighty. Alrighty. Got a quick bathroom break. Got a water. Got a bicky. Now I got bicky in my teeth. Oh. These are big hits from a climber. Yeah. What is this climber doing? 55? 51? 41. So it's dealing me up to 10. Jesus. And now I've got blight, ash chancer. Okay. I think I just gotta get this thing down. And also use half heal. Yeah. I got a fairly low chance to cast it, but gotta get it off once. Oh god. I can't believe it. It's a Quama, come on. Blighted Quama Forager. So it is definitely of the stronger types of Quama. The 3 tiers of enemy in this game are the default, then the diseased, then the blighted. And the blighted are kind of crazed, and they are much more aggressive, and they are bigger as well. I am concerned that anything we run into here is probably going to have a good chance of killing me, including like a rat. Let's heal up though, if we can. Beautiful. And we'll continue resting through. Now, let me see if I can cast Cure Common Disease here. It would be great if this worked. Failed cast. Failed cast. Yeah, it's only 15%. Rest has been interrupted. Oh no. Okay, beautiful. And let's use Cure Common Disease. I don't recall if Ash Cancer is a blight or if it is a disease. Hopefully hitting this spell will tell us. We'll just wait 1 hour to get our magic back. Failed cast. Okay, that was a successful cast, and we still have Drain. That should be okay. So I need Vivek's Tears, I believe is the spell. I don't have it. So we're going to use a potion of Cure Blight. Cure Blight Disease, there we go. Alright. Got it done. Damn it. It's a hard road. It's a hard road just to get out here, actually. Well, hopefully we'll find ourselves very soon where we need to be. We're leveling up really quickly though, man. That's 2 character levels today, and although it doesn't look like we're well on the way, a lot of our skills here are fairly close to leveling. Heavy armor's close. Security close. Restoration's on the way now as well. Yeah. Let's use our Night Eye here and just use our Amulet of Stamina, try and kick that up. Yeah, we've got the enchant level back there as well, just by using these enchanted items enough. I think you get a very marginal amount of experience from actually using enchanted items. It might be like less than 1 experience point. Here we go. Well, here on the road, Molagmar, Mount Cand, and Mount Asanabibi, Vivek, Pleasure, and Balmora. What we're looking for is a way up to that Dwemer Ruins without crossing the bridge. So heading out this way to the Molagmar region though is pretty dicey. It's a horrible place, and I think I don't like being here. My characters like it even less. These guys are starting to get fairly tanky, actually. That's a tanky bird. Is it diseased? Is it blighted? No, it's just a regular cliff racer. Jesus. And another Quama Forager here. Hopefully this one we don't. A Quama Scout? Quama Forager? Yeah, Forager. Yeah, just a regular Forager. Yeah, we can leave its jelly. I've got more birds up there as well. And here's some Jerimar root. This, it's a bit steep to get up. We got a Kaguti. Hopefully it's a fairly straightforward fight. Don't be blighted. Okay, yes, a regular Kaguti. We can deal our hits fairly safely, I think. Heavy armor up to 29. Love to see it. Regular Kaguti. No hide for us. And there's a cliff racer over there as well. I mean, you come into a lot of the combat even just trying to wander around Molligamore. There's another Kaguti over there as well. 2 cliff racers and a Kaguti and another Kaguti up here. Okay, let's head up the hill here and we'll clear this one first because, yeah, I do not want to see all 4 of them at the same time. Now, I would really love to see a block level come through eventually as well, and maybe some agi off the back of that. Here comes the cliff racer. Well, now what we use, just a regular Kaguti as well. So the road turns around here. There's a cave. I don't know about poking my head into a cave. 3 cliff racers. Okay, a rat, a diseased rat. I'm wondering if I need to use my bound axe at some point. The Misamsi. Let's just save in case we crash. Let's poke our head in. Misamsi. Ooh. Corpus. Corpus. Let's get it down. Corpus. This is why you don't want to walk the back way through. Oh boy. Yeah, now I've stumbled across a 6-house base here. This is not where we want to be. Let's get out of here. Oh. You hear this with one? What was that? A little bit of shock. Well, he chased us out there. Good. Okay, we'll let him chase us out of there. Let's head up. I'm looking to fight sky racers, sky dancers, cliff racers, and I'm looking to fight cliff racers and rats and Kagutis and the things that I can actually fight. It would be golden if any of these 5 would please come down because they're just threatening me up there. Yeah, because if they all come down, I'm going to have to teleport away. Once you get the cliff racers on your ass as well, they'll follow you. Unfortunately, when you teleport away like divine intervention or whatever it might be, sometimes they even just keep chasing you down, and they'll find you at like whatever base you teleport to, which is insane. They rats of the sky, disgusting creatures. Well, let's keep all of this topped up. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna have to use the engraved ring of healing here as well, just to get full. We haven't used this little engraved ring in a little while. And elite. Elites do handle poison, unfortunately. So let's just see. We'll hopefully draw it away. And get a sense for how much poison it's dealing us. 2 points of poison from an allet bite. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, we are low on charge though. Let's just rest for an hour and hopefully our charge will come back. Yeah, beautiful. We have this cliff racer, and we're here. We're actually here. We're at the back of the back entrance to the Dwemer ruins that we were sent to here. Landing a lot of hits. It's great to see. So what's our effective attack score right now? 65 plus 25%, 66 plus 25% with our max fatigue. Takes us up to an effective. What's that? An effective 65 plus 16. 66 plus 17? A Guahide trade for 5. Okay. Yeah, so something like an effective 80% attack score, which is really great. Now, of course, cliff racers have a slightly higher evasion score because they are flying. There's that bridge. Yeah, an old mate down there. We'll just circumnavigate him there. We'll avoid him. Ah, here we go. Here's the entrance. Now we can get up here to the top as well. Maybe worth having a little bit of a scout and just seeing our area. It is unfortunately very foggy. I don't believe there's typically going to be much up here to see. But there are some interesting bits and bobs. Interesting pieces of architecture. And maybe a nice view as well. Let's use our beggar's nose. Anything that I want to see up here? Any chests? Any doors? Not really. Not really. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, it was worth looking. But we can pop down this way again. Okay, there's a couple of doors over there. I think that's the door we're actually looking for. Why are there two? Why are there two? Oh, because there's a left door and the right door. Jerimar ruins have a left door and the right door to a lot of their entrances. So here's the crank. Cast for Antibolus told us about this crank. And yep, lefty and righty. The Hall of Centrifuge. I forgot to save there before coming in. We're going to use our night eye a lot in here, unfortunately, to see around. I do definitely want to keep my shield in hand. What have we got? Anything up? Not really. Okay. Now, if there are lit torches, we can make the fair assumption that there are people, and yes, we do see there people. And they see us as well. Let's see about pulling them up. Here he comes. So he's got a short blade. He shouldn't deal us enough damage to knock us down. There's another entrance here. Okay, there's potentially another pathway. There could be more people over there. No one there right now, though. And we don't see anyone else on these levels. No, let's get him. Very nice. A nice easy one for us there today. Common belt, common shirt, a little bit of G's, a little bit of golds. Enchant up to level 9. Let's just check around if there's anyone else. Or if he's alone down here. If he's a lone watchman, he probably shouldn't be going out and fighting people. He probably should be reporting it. There is someone here. He's not armoured at all, so we're just going to go in. And that's not an enchanted knife, that's just a steel dagger. Wah wah wah, indeed. Got him. Now there's one more space up there that we haven't checked yet, so let's just clear that out before we delve deeper. Never a good idea to have unturned space, because there could be anyone over there. Now, of course, if you know this dungeon, you can just die straight in, but it's definitely not going to work like that from a roleplay perspective. Just going to keep our night active, keep our stamina up if we can. There's someone. It's a Nord. It is a Nord, but they are unarmored.
This is too easy.
And he has a light dagger as well. Beautiful.
Now this is fighting. Arg.
So we can take this as like a dual style approach. We don't need to be too aggressive in getting him down. And a little bit of gold, and again, just another steel dagger. I probably should be collecting these steel daggers, actually. They're good value. Let's use our nose ability. So we have a door over there. We have a door over here. This one goes through to the cells of the Hollow Hand. Got some steel kegs with scrap. Look at the ruby. Very nice. Thankfully none of it's trapped. some Dwemer, some ornate goblets. We'll take the ornate Dwemer goblets, sure. They are 2 good value. And you are the Arkanthant Weeping Bell Hall. Beautiful. Okay, let's get ourselves the Hollow Hand first. Because it seems like it's on the same level, whereas the Weeping Bell Hall will take us to a new level. And let's use our Detect Creature here as well. I think I just want to see... Oh, we do see someone over there. And again, unarmored with a steel dagger is what we like to see. They can really pose no threat to us. Even if they did wear us down in the fight, it would take them a very, very long time, and we could out-heal them. Okay, let's use our Beggar's Nose, just check for traps as well. No traps around any of these. Beautiful. A Dance in the Fire, chapter 4 for an acrobatics level. Love to see it. A rusty cog. Well, we can leave the cogs. Here we go, some goblets. We'll leave a bowl. Matt's Sajama. You can take a Sajama. And just lower the GP here and there. Beautiful. Ornate bowl, ornate goblets, coins. Coins are really great value. There we go. I wonder what happens if you give that Helvali cousin at the start of the game. If you give her a Dwemer coins as opposed to Imperial Drakes. Probably the same. Probably the same. Maybe a unique dialogue line or something. Alrighty, Weeping Bell Hall, here we go. We do have someone over there. Now, I think probably here's a good time to use our Bound Battle Axe because we don't know how big this room is and we're coming upstairs. So we don't know how long this hallway is going to be. We do just know that there are people.
You won't escape me that
Perfect.
easily.
Ooh. That's a trap store. This one's regular. These are accessible doors. Yeah, beautiful. Let's use that to text creature again. There's a trapdoor, there's someone in there. Alright. Let's go in fast.
Pointless. Give in.
Got them. Beautiful. Fast, efficient work. Down in 1. That's what this character's about. That's what this character's about. Let's do it. Alright. And we didn't see any traps in any of these. Dwemer coins, some goblets. Now we're looking for... Just a reminder, we're looking for the Dwemer puzzle box. It could be around here anywhere. We know where it is. But there is a mod that you can get. You can get a mod which randomizes the location of the Dwemer puzzle box in the ruins. I don't have that installed. It's yeah, a little bit. As I was kind of mentioning earlier, I have a lot of gripes with mod stability. So I like when I find a good mod stability, I kind of just stick with my character, and maybe that'll be worth having in the future. But I mean, not even all of my characters are going to use. Not even all my characters are going to use the main quest, right? Okay, we've got someone over there again. Let's use our Bound Battle Axe. And just like before, we will just approach hard and fast. Beautiful. No one else above, no one else below. It looks like we've come down here. Yep. No, I'll leave that. I'll leave that. That is very, very, very dangerous, and we only have 1 life. And what about you down here? Yep, here we go. Beautiful. An iron dagger. Let's use our nose. Now, for anyone out there that is actually used to using Tower, I think they may have noticed that unfortunately my implementation of the mysticism mod has changed my beggar's nose from the original effect, which is to detect trap, detect key, and detect enchantment, and it's been replaced with detect enchantment with detect door, which is a shame. I have left a request, a bug report for the mod maker. So hopefully they'll see that and maybe make a quick little update. That would be great. Cannot rest here. Enemies nearby. Land's Blood Gallery, lock level 32. I can definitely get through there if I want to. Do I want to right now? Probably not right now. I want to use my detect creature and we'll see if there's any more people around. Anything in these dwemer desks? Or this crate? Nope. Okay, we can heal up here as well. Beautiful. We're getting fairly heavy. So this is the top part of Heaven's Gallery. We'll have to circle back around to find a way through there. And alright, I feel confident we've cleared out this kind of aspect though. We can go forward again through further if we want to. I think there's just another door over here though that we haven't checked yet. Yes. Through here and up here on the left. Yep, this one here. So this is the Hall of Centrifuge. And it comes back out, yeah, beautiful. So we did go all the way through. It comes back out here. Got two doors here, Weeping Bell Hall and Weeping Bell Hall. Let's just, as always, check these for traps. Nope, no traps, no worries. And so, okay, we know what that is on the other side. And this one takes us back to Heaven's Gallery. Ah, here we are. And yep, now we're on the upper level of Heaven's Gallery. Beautiful. So we know that there is a locked door down there. And we know that there is the floor above us as well, where we are right now. So let's clear the floor above us, and then we'll go through the locked door. Yep. And we can just poke our head out here. And it's going to be up here. Yeah, beautiful. Just up here. So we're looking for any enemies. We got a door over there. Okay, and we got another cabinet. Let's just catch our breath before we go in here. Cells of the Hollow Hand. I think the Cells of the Hollow Hand we were in earlier, but there was just one room. So this will be a different room entirely, I think. Just after one more charge in this stamina ring. Stamina amulet. It'll come. It'll come. Or will. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. And we'll get a nice high. Okay, what are we going to find in here? Okay. Yeah, there is a man with an axe. Okay, we can definitely take this guy. He's got the same build as us. Except we face him. And we've got heals. Beautiful. Axe up to 68. Beautiful. Now, unfortunately, because of our agility level, he can technically knock us down, even as weak as he is. He's carrying a bit. Odysseus is unhinging. Okay, he's also looting the place. An expensive belt. Netch leather, iron cuirass, fire resistance, potion of shadow, potion of rising force, cure common disease, and dispel. He's got some good potions, man. Really good potions. Some heavy stuff, and the iron war axe as well. Let's have a look around the room though. Maybe that's another reason I should install. Oh, there it is, the Dwemer puzzle box. Maybe that's another reason I should install the creator kit and try and fix the mod up myself, because I can So that change it from detect door to detect enchantment as it should be. Here we are. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Okay, nothing in here. Nothing in here. Some coins. Some goblets. Dwemer pitchers are pretty good value as well, but we'll leave them. They are fairly heavy, I think. Alrighty. Well, I think that's everything actually. Let's start Civi Intervention. Because we can get back directed to Balmora. We're not far from Balmora. We just took a very long road to get there. Beautiful. And what time of day is it? It's currently 5 AM. So we're in there all night. Jesus. We're pulling in an all-nighter. Let's head to the Fighters Guild. And we'll meet Hasfat and Tabalas for breakfast. Bring them a hash brown and a coffee. And we'll also maybe go speak to Ravir as well. Actually, let's speak to Ravir first, because look at this character movement. Look at this character movement. It's pretty shocking. But Ravir, we have a good relationship with him. I think he recognizes us as a similar kind of fella to himself. Bad people. If you're looking for specific names from the Commander Tong, you should go talk to the Thieves Guild. I can't afford to get involved, but the Thieves Guild has an interest and maybe they'll be willing to stick their necks out. You might find someone who will talk to you over at the Southwall Corner Club. Great advice, great advice. Let's sell all of this extra little bits and bobs of stuff. Expensive belts, common shoes, everything we took off these raiders. Iron War Axe versus Steel Axe. They are legitimately just the same, right? Yeah. We'll keep the Steel Axe because it looks cool. Fire resistance. Potion of Shadow. I'll keep an exclusive invisibility. That could be good for getting out of a situation. I do need to buy another Cure Blight, actually, come to think of it. Ash Salts, Emeralds. A Short History of Morrowind. I should read that. A Leather to Darvam. Oh, that's for Aldaroon. Reflect. Lesser Domination. We can sell Lesser Domination. Icarian Flight. Icarian Flight is actually fairly safe to use on a hardcore character, but you just need to make sure you use both of them. One for jumping, one for landing. I'm just genuinely not interested in doing it. Alright, Ravir. Bit of cash. How about it, buddy? Give us 6% back. 6%. For mates. Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Alright. Hashvat and Tabalas. Here at the Fighters Guild. And we need our strength to come up for... Am I carrying some particularly heavy stuff? Not really, it's just my gear set. Yeah. So we are just carrying half of our encumbrance worth of gear at the moment. We will develop our strength fairly quickly. I think 74 strength at the moment. Yeah, our strength is coming up really fast with blunt weapon levels. And Hashvat, how are you? We're back. Yes, we've done a little favor. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. Just let me take this to our puzzle box and I'll tell you what Caius will want to know about the 6th house and the Nerevarine. By the way, the inscriptions on the box seem to be the directions for setting a Dwemer key to open a specific lock. If you're interested after you've delivered your report to Caius, come back and I may have a key for you to take to Arkenthand. Ooh, beautiful. The Ashlanders believe a reborn Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the Outlander invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elf nation. Nerevar is a legendary hero and a saint of the temple, but the temple denies the prophecy and persecutes heretics who believe in the Nerevarine. Tell Caius that Shan Gramuzgob will be a better person to ask about the native faith and superstitions. The Ashlanders believe a reborn Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the Outlander invaders and restore the ancient Dark Elf nation. The 6th house, House Dagoth, is the 6th house, the lost 6th house. In the First Age, House Dagoth betrayed the other great houses during the War of the First Council and was destroyed for their treason. I can answer any questions you have, but I'll also give you some notes to give to Caius and recommend the 6th house references he should read. Here we are. The War of the First Council, Saint Nerevar, Nerevar, Moon and Star, the real Nerevar. Here we are. I gave you the notes, give them to Caius. Indeed. Oh, we'll take that. Disappearance of the dwarves. The disappearance of the dwarves predates the Imperial written records. Indeed. All right.
Yes,
They
Nord.
also suggest we should ask about Morrowind history. I won't bore you blathering about history, that's what Caius is for. But if you're really interested, try On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Eramanwe of Sunhold. I have an extra copy you can have. What an adventure like you really need to sense of is current events. The great houses hate each other. Theft, murder, assassination, secret raids, standard stuff. The temple is trying to kill off a rebellious faction called the Dissonant Priests. Ashlander nomads raid each other and attack traders and pilgrims. A secret cult is killing off imperial citizens, all bad enough. The real problem, though, is the blight, monsters and diseases. The natives say it comes from Red Mountains. It's been a local problem for years, but lately it's gotten out of control. Indeed. Indeed. Let's head back to Caius, and we'll also sleep in his bed, because we pulled an all-nighter after sleeping in the wilds. So we definitely deserve a sleep. We're not going to join the Fighters Guild now. We have been directed to speak in the South Wall, though, about these bad people. So that's probably what we're going to do tonight. We'll sleep at Caius's, then we'll head to the South Wall this evening. Have a drink, meet some people, spread some coin, and ask and learn about those bad people. And after that, I'm not sure if we're ready yet. I'm not sure if we're ready yet to take the command of Tom. Caius will give us more orders, thankfully. And those orders will send us out to Pelasiad, so we can get a few more character levels. I think that'll be the way. That may very well be the way. Caius, how are you, buddy? Yes, these notes are from Hashfat. Excellent. I trust you didn't work you too hard for them. I'll look over them in more detail later. I have some new orders for you right now. They cover the 6th house admirably, but not in the Reverend cut. Speak to Shan Gramazgob, a very smart for an orc and an unhealthy interest in the dark arts. She's always worried the temple will bust in and stick her in the fire. Indeed. So she's at the Mages Guild. Let's pop over there. Nope, that's not what we said we were going to do. We said that we were going to sleep in this bed, so we can maybe sleep until noon. You had a disturbing dream. You can only recall one part. The tall figure with the golden mask led you amongst the dead as though a wedding celebration. You heard many voices, but no lips moved. You strained to breathe, but your chest didn't move. The tall figure spoke with each figure as he passed amongst them, laughing and joking as if they were alive, but they made no reply. You tried to cry out, but without breath, your tongue fluttered in vain. Caius, is your bed cursed? You're worrying me, Jerimar. You're not going loopy on me, are you? A word of advice. In Morrowind, if you have disturbing dreams, the temple says you are crazy, and they want to lock you up. And if you have disturbing dreams and think they mean something, then the temple thinks you're a prophet or a witch, and they want to lock you up. So my advice, keep a lid on it. Soul sickness is the temple name for being crazy. The Dunmer are humorless bastards. They don't like strange behavior as it makes them nervous. Eccentric isn't a charm to them, it's dangerous. The natives are very tight-checked, and you would be too if you want to avoid the unwanted attention. Indeed. Indeed. Let's poke our head into the Thieves Guild at the corner club here. We'll ask them what's up, and we'll also get some information about those bad people and athletics level and the speed pip. I love a free little athletics level every time, man, every time. I think, do we have a stealth specialization? We do. So athletics is a little bit slower to level. Acrobatics is higher to level though, so maybe I should be working on that a bit more as well. Now I think, Satilda, how are you? I've asked Satilda before. You'll get slaughtered if you start acting like a warrior. Always sneak up on your target and take advantage of your stealth. Bad people, I don't know what you're talking about. Indeed. Well, we're looking for somebody who can maybe talk on the subject. Sugar Lips? She's shaking her head at us. Nope, she's not interested in talking to us. Maybe down here, maybe Kiranir? Kiranir? A little advice? If possible, always take a single item at a time, indeed. Why is everybody so grouchy and tired lately? You don't suppose folks are having bad dreams all at once? I'm not saying I'm having bad dreams, no Sarah, not at all, I'm fine. Indeed, indeed. Bad people, I don't know what you're talking about, she says. Well, let's maybe, she is a trader, she does sell lockpicks, so maybe let's raise her disposition. We can share a little bit of wealth. One more. We'll get her above 80. How about that? Bad people. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe she actually doesn't. Maybe she actually doesn't. Tapius? Tapius, how are you? Interesting old fellow, Caius. Been in Balmora a long time, since before the district reorganization. He's been in some trouble, but he apparently knows some people, goes off for a while and comes back. He's a veteran, I think. He has some friends over at Fort Moonmoth. Let's ask about those bad people. What do you mean about bad people? The Commander Tong? I don't know about that. Understand? I don't want to know about that. None of my business. I stay out of the council club. Well, let me ask you. Maybe I'll ask you again in good faith. If you're looking for specific names from the Commander Tong, you should go talk to the Thieves Guild. I can't afford to get involved. There was a character level in there as well. We did raise our personality just by raising our speechcraft. So although bribing uses your mercantile, it raises your speechcraft, and there we go, 32 personality. We are gradually going to get to fit in here. Fane, how are you, buddy? How are you? I would like to ask you about some bad people as well. He doesn't know. He's got some advice for us though. Practice stealing and pickpocketing things by targeting cheap items first. Interesting. Well, Sugar Lips, there aren't too many more people for me to ask. There's a backwater town of fishermen southwest of Balmora. You can follow an old trail down the River Odai to get there, indeed. I think I would like just to, She's not receptive to bribes, man. She hates me. She hates me. Well, look, we know the Commander Tong there is at the Council Club. So, Tilda, maybe you'll talk to me again. Maybe we can raise Tilda's disposition here. 82? She doesn't know what we're talking about. What about you, Arathor? Arathor? Medium armor sneak training? Sneak training is good for agility. Maybe we'll lead with our bribe first. He doesn't know what we're talking about. Thoric over at the Razor Hole sometimes sells smuggled dwarven weapons. I know he doesn't have the sanction of the guild. It's a big business. Everyone's too busy to make an example of him. Yeah, interesting. Maybe we can, at the Razor Hole, you say? Maybe we can go find ourselves a little dwarven war axe. Well, unfortunately, Sugar Lips Habasi hates our guts. I don't really have... I suppose I could be throwing around a couple of level 100 bribes. They do solve disposition problems quickly. We also need to go to the Mages Guild though, and we also need to poke our head into the Razor Hole by the sounds of it. Somebody might sell us an axe. A dwarven war axe, maybe. Especially if he's selling smuggled weapons, he might have some other options there as well. But here at the Mages Guild. So this is the lady that we've been interrupting, and she's been very, very, very perturbed by our interruptions. We'll let her know, hey, today, unfortunately, I do need your attention. Shan. No interruptions. How many times? Oh, you're one of Cassius's associates. Well, that's a different matter. We have a very satisfactory arrangement, and I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement if you'll complete a little errand for me. The errand then is very simple. I need the skull of Lavul Andrano. You'll find it in the Andrano ancestral tomb. Take care not to upset the natives. The Dun may have some peculiar, primitive prejudices against necromancy. Not that I'm one, of course. Not that I'm one. Let's see what spells she has as well. Calm Creature. Strong Resist. Resist is good. Resist is good. Necromancer's Feast. To detect dead and detect undead. I might like to have that, actually. 100 points. We'll use that and Dispel as well. Cure common disease on other. Calm Creature. We'll leave the rest of that for now. Yeah, we'll leave the rest for now. Alright. For a tomb. Let's leave our mark here. Next to Millie. Massolini. Sorry. Mark.
Yes.
There we go. Beautiful. And I think that Necromancer's Feast spell, it will be good inside Ancestral Tombs, because I do need to know when Detect Creature. That Detect Creature spell doesn't see them. It sees humans, it sees beasts. It doesn't see the undead. So, we do definitely want to get a sense for it. Now she said that it was down near Sadanin and Pelagiad, so we'll actually just catch the bus straight down to Sadanin. We've learnt our lesson that Pelagiad to Balmora is a fair distance, whereas Sadanin to Balmora is, Sadanin to Pelagiad is very, very, very close. And while we're back in Sadanin, I might also like to check out a little sunken tomb, maybe, don't you think? Travel to Sadanin, thank you.
A special trip.
I just really don't know where that book went. Maybe we'll do this tomb first. Let's do it. Let's do it. We know it's under the water there. Whilst our fatigue is high, let's just see if we can repair our axe a little bit. There we go. Because we might need to take it down. We get a little pip of armor there as well, which is great. Okay, we're going to need more repair tongs. We've got a lot of repairing to do for our gear, so it's going to be good to get those repair tongs. Let's a bit of cliff racer over here as well. We are gradually getting strong enough that my enchanted gear is falling behind. Currently it's going to take 9 uses of our life belt to keep us topped up, but still definitely worth having. A couple of cliff races. Oh, there's a lot of cliff races actually. There's 4 of them that I can see. Okay. Well, it's good levels. Let's take it out. Heavy armor. Oh, that's an endurance pit. Beautiful. That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm after. Maximum HP. And agility is also going to contribute a lot to our disease cliff races. Don't touch the disease ones, lest you become diseased. So agility and endurance is what our survivability is basically going to be using. Willpower is also good. Unfortunately, willpower is only magica resistance, not elemental resistance. HP at the end of the day is what covers everything. Ah, there's a little block to sneak in there as well. Beautiful. This seems like a blighted climber. No, it's just regular climber. Disease cliff racer, we'll leave that. Okay, and there's more cliff racers over here. Let's clear these before we hop into the water there. I believe it's just over here. Yeah, down there. There it is. Using this this modified mysticism kind of globe expansion spell outside, it does definitely make my entire screen yellow, which is a little bit a little bit annoying. But also it doesn't make my entire screen purple, I suppose, as well. So there's that. Come on. Here we go. Here they come. Alright. A couple more cliff races over here. Let's use our soggy pantaloons to get over here nice and smoothly. And the amulet stamina is getting a little bit low, but we why are there so many cliff races, man? I came over here for 2 more, and there's even more still. There's axe up to level 70. They do take a lot of hits, so this is 3 experience per hit, thankfully. Come on, come on. There we go. Beautiful. And we've got a lot of fish over here as well. Let's pull the fish. Yeah. Gonna have to clear all these out before we can go for a swim. Just take it nice and slow. Nice and slow. They're all free XP. They're all swings of the arm. We'll just get them all gone. Get them all gone. Any more fish in here? There's a drag. Okay, buddy. How are you gonna look? Not too bad. Not too bad. Not bad at all. That's not nearly as much damage as I was expecting. Is there a fish there as well? Yeah, there is. And drow wax worth 100. Love to see it. Let's use our half heal. Half heal. Nice. Got them one. Alright. One more cliff raise to clear here. We should be really, really close to having the area mob free. I suppose our journey into Arkanthand did actually take us quite a while. We went up twice. We also had to circle back around through the fields of Kumu, and then we also rested in there for quite a while, and then we had to rest after we finally got out. So yeah, I suppose there was a good amount of time on the map here for it to respawn. Let's yeah, let me get a sense for where that is. Down there. Okay. So before we go in, alright, we're going to have to drop our heavy armor. At our athletics level 23, there is just no feasibility to the idea of swimming in heavy armor. I'm sorry. I suppose we should leave our clothes to dry as well. We'll take the belt. Alrighty. We shouldn't take our books underwater either. I suppose the scrolls are magical. That's what's good for them. Alrighty. Can we get a pearl here, do you reckon? No. Alright. Going in. I don't think I've ever been Nimawea Grotto. I genuinely don't think I've ever been in here. Nimawea Grotto. We've got a water breathing spell here that I can fail casting a number of times. One more. Okay, we did land it. Let's use our Night Eye as well. What are these? Now, if we need to teleport out, we can teleport out quick, smart. A large callop. Okay, there's a little bit of breathable air in here. Okay, there is a drag. We'll call it out. Okay, we are going to take a bit more damage. Unfortunately, without their armor. Okay, that's our life ring completed. Let's use our engraving of healing's not enough. I'm going to use half heal from here, I think. Yeah, beautiful. It's raising our unarmored skill as well, I suppose. Beautiful. No wax for us. Anywhere I can rest? Anywhere I can get on solid ground? No, I don't think so. It's a slaughterfish. We can clear up pretty cleanly, I suppose. Beautiful axe to 72. You love to see it. We're going callop diving after all. And hearth heal here. Hearth heal again. Let's just always keep hearth heal equipped, I think, at this stage. One pearl. One pearl. Now down here, I'm not going to go in there without water breathing active. So let's just make sure we can get water breathing to hit. Here's water breathing. Have I got any weaker heal spells? The heal spell that I want is Benison, because it's really quite cheap. Alright, hearth heal back on. Hearth heal back on. Now, unfortunately, if I teleport away, I'm going to have to come straight back to save the need. There's a drag. It's a fast one as well. Can't see me? I think I am winning this. I think I'm winning this comfortably. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Make sure we aren't taking hits from anywhere else. And just make sure there aren't any more of them. Okay, we're getting pearls, we're getting all kinds of things. Oh, we are going to have to use our water breathing here. Potion of water breathing. Potion of water breathing. Yeah, beautiful. Unfortunately, our spell ran out. Okay. We did make it out without taking breath damage, though. And I think there's one more pathway down here as well. So let's go check that. Yeah, here we are, down here. Down here there is a man by the looks of it. Presumably he was killed by a drow. A dared adventurer with a steel spark slayer. Okay, it's got some lockpicks. Got some imperial steel boots. Spark slayer, that's good money. We'll carry it up. Can I use my water breathing here again? I'm running out of water breathing fast, man. Okay, we did land it. We did land it. Beautiful. Okay, look for that drag. It's gonna be one around here. No, there's not. Yes, there is. There is indeed. Now this one I'm just really need to get down quickly. Thank you. There's my breath back. Water breathing. We gotta land another water breathing spell. Okay, we did land it. Beautiful. Oh, we're out of charge in our night eye though. The tunnels keep going, man. They keep going. Sorry if it's gotten fairly dark. Without that neither. We are almost at the end. Okay. This one, I believe I've already been through here? No? No? Yes, okay. We have, at this point, I believe, officially run the gambit. Water breathing, let's land water breathing one more time. Alteration up to level 6, okay. It's a tough spell, but we hit it. We hit it a couple of times there. Alright. Let's get out. What did we get here? We got 10 pearls and 2 dragwax and a little bit of gear. I'm not sure exactly what I was expecting to find down here, but it certainly, yeah, wasn't just a cash crop. But hey, worth having a look. We confidently defeated a number of drags as well, which is always great to see. And there's more fish waiting for us outside as we come up. Great, love to see that. I think more or less I was just very happy there to see how effective to see how effective Detect Door was. Alright, let's grab everything back. Here we go, here's all of that stuff. Alright, time to kit up. It's all nice and dry for us. We've got some new boots though, and they're decent boots. Imperial Steel. So, replacing our iron boots, that's now full steel. Oh, sorry, except for the shield. We can get a new steel for that as well. Fireblade, soggy pantaloons, get them on. And our shield here, beautiful. Alright. I feel like we're really close to another character level. Yeah, yes indeed we are. All that fighting does wonders. Let's maybe stay out of the water for a little bit time with that. Another cliff racer over there, and a rat as well. Sure. What are we looking at there? Axe is almost there as well. And we're up to 72 axe even without our bound, so it's leveling up really quickly. It wasn't long ago, we were at 64. An extra 10 points of skill. Fatigue is worth an extra 12 percentage points chance of attack class, and because of the way attack class works, it just subtracts their evasion class. So it's actually the same as increasing our percentage chance to hit by that many points, which is really good. Now, different mobs around the game have, like different levels of agility and different levels of innate evasion. Some things have sanctuary, some things have block and whatnot. But really, it's enough to think about like what your chance to hit is, and then just make sure that whatever you're attacking, you have a similar level to, I think. Stuff like Clanfear. Clanfear have a very high agility level. That's why they can see you even when you're a sneak class. Same with Hunger. Hunger have a very high agility level as well. And so that does translate into some amount of evasion, right? 1 point of evasion from 5 points of agility, and from 10 points of luck. Gotta get that willpower up, man. Gotta get that willpower. That was 5 seconds of paralyze because I have no willpower. Thank you, little scrib. Now, looks like we're almost running out of stuff to assail here in the bit of coast region. Got a couple of netches. I'm fine to leave some netches. Let's look in this little corner here of the hills. There might be something nice in there for us. Maybe a little cave, or maybe a little ancestral tomb or whatnot. No. Let's use our door, beggar's nose, detect door. Detect door is very good. Like I was saying earlier, there's a little problem with the mod where it replaces detect enchant with detect door. I mean, arguably that might be an improvement. What are we being attacked by? Oh, another rat. Now, definitely, like, it's arguable that may in fact be an improvement. I'm not entirely sure, but I think for now, nothing here. We can climb the hills here and get a view above. What are we looking at there? We'll be climbing over to Pelagiad. I'm not totally against it. We do need to be in Pelagiad relatively soon, but I would like to go through Ariel first. Let's just give that net a little bit of space. And maybe we'll just take out this cliff racer on the way through. Yes. Hello. One more for the road. This guy's tanky. This guy might be a blighted cliff racer, actually. Seems like there's taking a lot more hits. Oh, that's an enchant level up to 10. And that's a character level from the enchant level as well. No way. I think that takes our max HP up to, 105. There we go. How you love to see it. Alright, well, we're just about there. I feel, and there's axe up to 74 as well. Beautiful. I feel like our leveling is coming along really well. That's character level 9. Let's chat with a reel. Sell this stuff through, get ourselves a little bit of encumbrance down, a little bit of speed back. And Nick's hound on the road as well. They must love me coming to visit, man. Say the name. They must love me coming to visit. Comes into town, kills all the beasts and all the insects and all the diseased animals around, and then comes and just sells you good stuff back to the store. He's just here to do the work. The experience. That's a funny thing about character leveling, isn't it? Because with character leveling, it's like, ooh, buddy, don't get hit. With character leveling, like, you obviously value the experience points, and you know, IRL. A lot of people don't value the experience points IRL, right?
To what do I owe the honor?
Anytime.
Here we are. We do have a writ against someone in Halar Odd as well. A real. How are you, buddy? Yes, I would like to sell some stuff today. Iron boots, steel sparkslayer, fireblade. On Morrowind, you can have that. I've got all these pearls and drag wax though, mate. That's what I'm actually trying to sell here. A journal of Tariel. That's fine. We don't need that. And give me 850 for it. What do you say? What do you say? Has he got anything that I might like here as well? Some armorer's hammers. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some armorer's hammers actually. Let's buy them all. 725. Let's do it. Alrighty. I should talk to Halflord the Bracket actually about. Mate, I can't find that guide for house dress. Did you find that book on house dress? I did not. I really did not. Might have to have a squiz. I'll tell you what first though, we'll just get our fatigue back and use our armorer's hammer here. Get all of our gear back up to looking good. Armor level 10, so it should come through fairly quickly, especially using actual journeyman's hammers. And we might even get an armor level here as well. Here we do. Beautiful. Do we get 2? If we keep low rolling, we might. Yeah. No, I'm just out of hammers. We are up to halfway to the next level. Beautiful. Beautiful. A real, sell us a bed, mate. 9 PM. Yeah, we're gonna stay here tonight. Sell us a bed. Okay, I forgot a real doesn't actually have beds. So let's suspend our disbelief. Sanctuary 1 to 10, absorb fatigue. It's a nice little spell. Jack of Trades to fortify luck. Tell you what. Tell you what. Let's do an RP save here. Oh, I think that's gonna do it, guys. Two hours of time for me. I did actually take a little bit longer because I also streamed at the start and was just having horrible frame rate issues with that first attempt at the stream there. So sorry to anyone who was trying to keep a streak, although I know that there's not. Yeah, good to get back into it this weekend. I'm gonna have some lunch. I'm gonna do some stuff around the house and run some errands. I may very well do another stream today and have two episodes, up this weekend, or maybe even if I'm looking at Sunday as well. Like I intend to just play this character in my free time. I'm still very, very, very much loving Morrowind lately. Appreciate this is kind of quite a lot of uploads on the road. They're all Morrowind, and I'll keep going with it until I complete the game in a couple of different ways. Complete a couple of different quest lines as well. I would love to do House Telvanni. This character is going to end up finding their way to the Morag Tong is what's going to happen. And we're going to probably take it from where the main quest sends us to Vivek. So sorry to spoil any surprises, but when the main quest takes us to Vivek next, we're going to run into some people and we're going to be connected with the Morag Tong there as well. That's going to be our back door into organized crime. I think this character as well is probably going to find themselves up against the Commander Tong a little bit. I'm not sure. Every character ends up against the Commander Tong is kind of the issue. So, well, if you pay enough attention. If you don't pay too much attention, the Commander Tong just exists in the background. If you pay a little bit of attention, every character is up against the Commander Tong, because that's very much... Dagothur and the Commander Tong are very much your antagonists in this game. Commander Tong working closely with the 6th house to run the smuggling operations. All of it's downstream, right? There's Dagothur and the Tribunal. Downstream of them, Dagothur, 6th house, Commander Tong, House Thlalu, smuggling operations, slavery operations. And yeah, it seems like everyone is against the Tribunal. It's almost like they shouldn't be there. Anyway. Going on again. But yes, hopefully I will get a couple of episodes out of this character this weekend. I would love to make a lot of progress on them. And yeah, love to read a few more books as well. I'm enjoying some lore lately. I was looking around for a mod maybe for a future character as well. Something like knowledge or history as a skill, so that we can like level that up and have a character who has a game and mechanical representation of their learnings of history. I would like to play, I think, maybe a mage character, and we can take them through the Telvanni questline or the Mages Guild questline. You need two mage characters to do one or the other. But yeah, maybe Telvanni, and maybe their motivation to destroy Dagothur can be that they want to be the strongest. Just raw cravings for power, something like that. But yeah, like maybe like a history custom skill in the other skills might be the way to go there. There is a modded temple skill or religion skill, but it's not quite what I'm after, you know. Anyway, ciao. If you made it this far, like and subscribe. And as always, thank you anyone for watching. Have a lovely day and a lovely weekend, and a lovely day at work if you're watching this at work. As always, ciao. Beautiful. Great. Bye.